Today on the Tim Marner podcast show, I've got fucking Carley Jones back on the fucking podcast. Now, before we start this, we just want to confirm that Tiger is not my child. I know there's a lot of rumours going round that we were in a field all dressed in white, all three of us, and we're consummating this. Donna Summer playing in the background. Can we confirm that he's not my child?
He is definitely not your child.
Where did this start? Talk to me about Tiger.
The IVF
How do you do that?
God, well, IVF, like...
I haven't got a clue.
Do you not know how it works?
No.
So, where do I start? Right, so IVF, you basically take lots of hormones, injections, and then you sort of manipulate the body to create loads of eggs. Then the eggs are extracted in an operation, and then you have donor sperm, and it's mixed together, and then they create embryos, and then you have an embryo transfer that goes back in, and then you have a baby.
How do you choose a donor? What are you looking for?
We're donor...
Is it a book or something? What do you do?
We did start the journey, and we were doing what's called IUI, which is it's different to IVF. I won't bore people with it, but it's less invasive. And when we were picking a donor, we were literally picking off a sheet of paper, and it was like it was just like a side of A4, and it was a little blurb about themselves that they'd wrote, and then it would say like brown eyes, muscly or athletic or whatever. And I remember it was really hard trying to like choose who we wanted.
How did you get? What, do you get 100 applications or something? What?
No, you're only allowed to like pick 3, say. And they keep saying, if you're not happy with them, they'll send you another 3. But we were just like, it didn't work basically in a nutshell. We did 2 goes of IUI. It didn't work. And then COVID happened. And then we ended up using a known donor. We've not announced who it is yet officially, so that'll be further down the line.
I just want to confirm that wasn't me because I thought
definitely wasn't him. But yeah, so anyway, it ended up being a known donor. It all changed, and then like now.
What do you mean by a known donor? They're just basically somebody that you both know.
Someone that we're really close to, basically. And
Amazing.
Then I've helped them backwards by giving them my eggs. So yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's worked. Like, it's two families basically that can't have, or 2 couples that can't have babies, so we've helped each other out, if that makes sense. And now our kids are going to grow up knowing each other and being really close. And we're not the mum and dad figure though. We're very much donor, if that makes sense. So Tiger doesn't have a dad; he's got 2 mummies.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
What?
Godfathers, uncles.
God, yeah, he's got loads of like male figures in his life. He's not short of male figures, but he's got 2 mummies.
How stressful was that journey for you both?
It was hard. I mean, it was in the middle of COVID.
Because you just made it out like it's quite easy. That sounds.
Yeah,
like,
it
wow.
does. God, it took 2 years to get to the point of like transferring because of COVID was stuck in the middle of it as well.
It was so tough.
It was tough. I mean, when you're pumping your body full of hormones, like you're knackered, you're wrecked, you're done in, like, do you know what I mean? You're not yourself. And then you're pregnant right after it. So it was like 1.5 years of just brain fog, basically.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's been through that journey.
Do you not?
No, that's why I wanted to really, really talk to you both about what that. So doing that alongside running the business and stuff, how did you sort of like juggle doing your business as well as like becoming a mum?
We've managed to set ourselves up in like a really good place now where we're not needed in the business day to day. So we can kind of work from anywhere. And it's give with the freedom and flexibility to be able to do what we want, basically. And yeah, it wasn't easy, but as a business owner, you know what it's like the work doesn't stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, we managed.
Talk to me about Boombae and when that first started out, Bolton. How did that first start out, Boombae?
So Boombae, we actually started fitting out a garage at home, and it was just going to be a little at-home salon. We've got a double garage. We literally put stud walls up and everything. And Kira, now my wife, I'm married now.
Fucking that's mental as well, isn't it?
I know, got married last year.
Yeah, everyone else, that's Kira in the background. You can hear her like chirping in.
Yeah, she'll probably be chipping too much.
Stuck with me for life now.
Yeah, I'm stuck with that. But yeah, so she's hairstylist background. She's been doing this for 18 years now.
Yeah.
Where were you before?
I was in Ireland, in Dublin.
Were you?
Yeah, and then obviously I've moved over here. and I was doing hairdressing in a salon in town, and I just did not like the vibe of it. It was just very go in, walk, don't talk to anyone. So I was like, there's something here that we could kind of do. Like,
And then did you turn on your...
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to, when I had Kettlebell, I wanted to diversify my income anyway and my risk, and I wanted Kira to be happy and have her own thing.
How do you know all that to diversify your risk? Have you got the people around you saying this to you, or do you always know that?
No, just off what I've picked up. Like, it's just good to spread your risk in different things and different markets if you can. So if that bloody, I know that especially now after Kettlebell, what happened there, you know, I nearly lost everything overnight, and I didn't have a fallback. And what we did was, at the time, we were halfway through fitting out this garage, and then I said to Kira, shit, what we're going to do? Like, we've just lost my income. Like, you know, and you do some hair on the side, like, we're just going to have to go for it. Why don't we just find a unit? We've got a little bit of savings there. I mean, a little bit of savings. And we'll just shove it together. And we did.
Yeah.
We shoved it together in Manchester, found this cute little unit. And it was this, we were really lucky.
Where did Boombae come? Where did that name come from?
I wanted a name that didn't exist on Google. And we were literally like, we were playing around for words for hours and hours. And I was like, I want someone to like hear it and know exactly what it is. I don't want them, you know, sometimes when you type in on Instagram and 20 different names of like, the Laser Hub comes up, or the Laser Lounge or something like that. I just needed it to be dead different, and it didn't exist. The word didn't even exist. And like 3 things would come up on Google, and that was it. So that was it. We went with it, didn't we?
Yeah. And I don't actually think anything came up in Google though for Boombae, because I remember the day we picked the name and Googled it. She like just embeds this to me now, so I was like, Google it, and it just did not come up whatsoever.
You're good at shit like that, you aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm quite creative, I would say. Quite creative.
Which is weird, isn't it? Because you've got this really sort of business acumen to you, quite strategic in a way, but you've got this lovely creative flowing side to you as well, which is a really nice combination, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that about myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
different and
quirky.
It's kind of funny though as well, because when we first met on the first night we met in Grand Canary, we spoke about having salons together.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said to me, oh my god, you're a hairdresser. I always wanted to own like big beauty hubs. And it's so mad, it's almost like it was kind of written in the stars.
Yeah, not many people know this. I wrote a business plan literally about 15 years ago, and it was for a...
15 years ago?
Yeah, honestly, I've still got it on my old laptop. And it was for a super spa. So it was like a place that would do everything. So we haven't quite got that, but I'm in the beauty industry. Like, I moved from hair to beauty, like totally different industries, and we've made it work. And obviously we're in skin and laser now. We've got a hair extension business. So Boombae started off in Manchester as a little unit, and then you grew it from there. Yeah. In the same place? Yeah. So what happened? Yeah. So we had 2 treatment rooms. This is the bit I love. So obviously we were growing the hair, and then we had 2 empty treatment rooms. We had like a lash girl in on one of them, and one was a brow girl, and then things didn't work out and blah blah blah. And I'm sat there thinking, COVID had hit at this point, and I was like, we need to do something else, Kira, like diversify. And I was like, look, why don't we just, you're going to have to trust us. Let us buy a laser hair removal machine, and let us create a different brand. At the time, we went for cheapy ones at the time, like 15 grand. I mean, now they're 50 odd grand for a laser machine, are the ones we've got now. Yeah. We've upgraded ourselves. So she was really against it. She was like, no, I think this is really the wrong move. And I said, look, just let us get on with it, man. You're just going to have to trust us.
Let us get on with it, man. Okay.
Oh, so anyway, I did it. I was going to do it whether she said yes or no anyway. And we went and bit the bullet, did it, bought it, and then honestly, we created the Laser Club, a different brand. I didn't want it under Boombae because that's hair. I didn't want it diluted. I wanted like a new skin and laser brand. And it just went mad. And now...
Straight from the off?
Yeah, basically.
Because of what you two have built up with Boombae already. You already had like super
we had a clientele.
Right,
yeah, so we already had people we could tap into. And so many clients signed up. We did an amazing launch offer. And then it was like money we've never seen before. And I was like, oh my God, like we're working so hard on the hair, but then we like put a little proportion of time into this, and then we're getting like 5 times more than what we're earning on hair. So then we moved from one laser machine to number 2. Then we got number 3, and we're hiring more girls, and then we just kept expanding. We've got 4 clinics now.
4?
Yeah, 4.
Where are they?
Manchester,
Yeah.
Cheshire,
Yeah.
Leeds, Dublin.
Why did you choose the Laser Club when you've not gone for, obviously your idea behind that name?
Yeah,
was,
kind of
why?
goes against that, doesn't it? Well, I did me checks. It didn't exist. Trademark was free.
You think because it's a new thing you've never set up before, getting straight to what it does?
I knew it had to be straight to the point. I knew this had
Smart
to really...
move, mate.
Yeah, it had.
Really
This one
smart
really
move.
did have to,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it says on the tin kind of job.
I love Boombae, that name. It's so fucking...
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's like, am I keen on the word bay? No, I'm not really. But I like Boombae. It's just like...
Yeah, it gives it a bit of edge.
Who came up with the design and stuff inside?
Well, we just chucked it together, didn't we, and hope for the best.
Ourselves at
We didn't,
home, yeah.
no one designed it or anything, we kind of just chucked it together. But
Yeah,
when newest
smart.
one that we've just opened in Dublin, that was properly designed.
Yeah.
So what's the one you've opened? Is it a Boombae you've opened up in Dublin?
It's a hybrid, so it's both. So it's basically got it's 4,000 square foot.
Fuck
So
me.
it's a big old unit, yeah. It's
2 units, wasn't it? We took on.
It was 2 units, and then we've just merged it into one. I mean, really, we could have just created Laser Club as a separate shop front, but it's nice because you create this big community and it works. Like, they feed off each other, the companies. Boombae feeds into Laser feeds into Boombae. And then you use one receptionist and one set of staff. Do you know what I mean? One front door rather than 2. So you can kind of share the costs. And we'll launch that in Feb this year. And that's done really well. So
Straight from the off again.
I mean, God, we're not like rammed out the door, but we're getting there. We're getting there. You can't open on day one and expect to
How
be
risky is that
absolutely rammed,
moving
but-
to Dublin and setting up in Dublin when you've kind of UK market, you kind of know that. What is that?
Yeah, I promised Kira one day would take all of this home for her. And that's what we've done. We've took it home for her. And yeah, it's a risk. I mean, it's
It's a
been...
nice way of putting it. They'll take it home for you. I
Yeah,
love that.
I mean, it's literally 5 minutes walk round the corner from where she grew up, like, and she's lived all of her life, and it's lovely for her to have that proudness of being in literally a home, like,
Yeah.
you know, suburb or whatever you call it. Like, she's literally on her doorstep, around all her family and friends, and it's lovely. And you know, we hope one day to live in Ireland, don't we?
Yeah, well, I've been
Got some plans in place. But look, it's stressful setting up a business overseas. Like, it's hard work, setting new accountants, new bank accounts, new ways of working. Like, the Irish are a little bit behind.
so hard in Ireland. Even trying to get the salon open, the stress of it all.
Yeah, building control nightmares. Like, over here, you can kind of just do what you want with a building and nobody sniffs, you know. And over there, everything's got to be disability compliant. Everything's got to be good and well for hard of hearing, for people that don't see properly. Do you know what I mean? But you're constantly getting checks. Like, it's hard. It was really hard work, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about hiring staff? Like, what you've learnt from Manchester to what in Dublin now, what would you say has changed the sort of like hiring process and getting the right staff?
Very different. So in the UK, we struggle to find hairstylists. It's like, honestly, they're like rock and horse shit. You can't find them. It's like they don't exist.
What's the reason for that?
I think so many people are going self-employed, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And COVID, a lot of people in COVID got out of hair because they couldn't do it. They were just doing their friends and family, do you know what I mean? So a lot of them went and worked in call centres where they could work from home and stuff. They just got out of the industry completely.
Right.
But it's the polar opposite in Ireland. So we literally had about 50 applications coming out of our eyeballs. Like, you know, we had a massive selection to choose from. And I was like, this is so mad. This is totally different. Isn't it? It's crazy. So, yeah, totally different, like, kettles of fish.
And what are your sort of like ideas on hiring or letting them sort of rent a chair? Are they working for the brand or do they work for themselves? But
We employ people properly
what's the
on
reason
the
for
books.
that?
Because we just want to do things legitimately, you know. You can get a lot of crossover. There's something called secret employment where a lot of laser clinics and hair salons are doing this, where they're classed as self-employed.
Yeah.
You know, you pay them a wage, whatever, but then you're setting their diaries and then you're not giving them holidays. So you're kind of cheating the system. We just don't want to do that. You know, we're running a really legit business and everyone's employed and on the books.
So which part of it do you get excited about the most when you're doing these things? Is it the creativity? Is it the going through all?
I sit behind the scenes and I do all the marketing. I do all the stuff. I work with a Google Ads company. I work with a Facebook ads company, and I just love the revenue coming in. Like I love seeing me work. Like for instance, I've been redoing all the landing pages over the past week, and I've literally designed them all myself, and then handed them over, and then he's put it on the website basically. And our sales have just, we're on an incline now. Do you know what I mean? They've gone right up since I've done those landing pages, stuff like that. I get a little kick out of, which it's geeky, but it is me. Like I love stuff like that, and obviously I love.
What's your sort of relationship been with money then? When you were like little and stuff like that, because I see, you know, I deal with so small businesses and stuff, and their self-worth is attached to money, a lot of people, and because the self-worth is a little bit low, sometimes they deserve that money. Have you ever had that, or?
I always grew up with money-hungry parents, to be honest,
Right.
And I was always, they always installed things in us about money. And they were very tight though when it came to money as well with me. So they were very determined to make me, you know, motivated and money
earn
hungry.
it, not expect it, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. So I was kind of always pushed into just being like money and business orientated, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I've had it all my life. I've just always been chasing that. I mean, I've got to be honest now. Now I've had a baby, I'm married, I'm way more settled, I'm in such a nice, happy place. I could lose it all tomorrow and I'd still be happy as Larry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the be all and end all. And I do think that comes with maturity and age. You need to realise that...
Your peace of mind.
Peace of mind and health is the most important thing. But, hey, I still love seeing the numbers come in. Who doesn't?
It's your passion, that, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
She'd open another clinic every month if she could. And only since Tiger, I'm like, right, let's just enjoy the time.
Yeah.
How do you stop yourself going back into them demons where I need more?
I'd learned a lesson at Kettlebell, a big lesson. And
Quite early on in your business career, you've learned that lesson.
oh God, yeah. I mean, I was so hungry for growth at Kettlebell, but I was...
What was attached to that? You proving people wrong or something? Or
Well, I had an investor sat behind us that was like pushing us as well. You know, he was like, we've got to get in there before everybody else like copies and does the same thing and ends up bigger than us. So I guess that I just was on this train of we've got to grow, we've got to be the best. Like, you know, I have to do this now and then we'll have an exit plan and sell it or whatever it's going to be in 5 years' time. But it just didn't quite work out that way. But yeah, I mean, look, I've got no interest in being a massive player. Like me and Kira are very happy how we are, and we could.
Well, you both look happy.
Thank
you both look happy.
We
You
are,
both look
like-
well as well. Both of you look mint.
Oh, thanks.
You do.
I was in a very different place. Me and you met 4 years ago, and we did that interview. It had millions of views, like across all the platforms. LinkedIn, it did insane on there. But even when me and you sat, that was a year after the Kettlebell fallout. And I still wasn't myself then. Like, I was still a bit of a shell, if I'm honest, when me and you had that interview.
Yeah.
And I might have hit it all right, but it's mad how life changes. And
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just thinking like 4 years ago, crazy.
it's
that.
crazy. It's nice to see some of the same people still working
I
for you
know.
here. It's lovely.
So, let's talk about getting married and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When did that come about?
So we got married in August in Portugal. And there was 120 odd people there. Yeah. It was beautiful, gorgeous day, not a cloud in the sky. We've been together 8 years now, so it was really nice to finally stamp it down. And
She proposed after a year and a half, didn't you?
yeah, so we'd been engaged a long time, yeah.
You always kind of wanted a baby at our wedding. That was kind of the goal, wasn't it?
We've always known what we want our life to be, you
Yeah.
know, and we've kind of just built and structured this ideal life for her. It's lovely.
What have you done? You sort of like manifested it.
Yeah.
How spiritual are you?
I'm not spiritual
You
much.
are, aren't you? Yeah.
Kira is, but and she's always doing this bloody number thing. You know, when you look at your phone, it's 11:11, and I wrote.
Numbers now? 3-3?
I roll
They're
my
mine.
eyes all the time.
They're mine.
Stop.
13, honestly.
You messing?
Yeah, no, honestly, they're mine.
Oh my God.
1 3s and 3s.
No way.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
That's really good.
Mine's the
man.
5s. I like the 5s.
Yeah.
But anyway, she likes her star signs and all that kind of stuff. But I like
And all that kind of
I like
stuff.
manifesting. I am a big manifester. Like I literally daydream about visualize and what things are going to look like and how things are
But
going
I
to be.
feel that, but attached to that is you like grafting your ass off to get it done. I think a lot of people manifest and then
Don't put the action
I'm
in.
not doing that. It's
Yeah.
working. Sounds like hard work.
Yeah, look, there's too many people out there that just like dream big, but they don't actually put the graft in. They don't get there.
What are your aspirations of helping other small businesses out and doing coaching? I think we talked about it a little bit about doing that.
I did go into that actually, Tim, after we had that interview, and I set up a little consultancy business on the side, and I was doing bits and bats for people. But I found I liked helping people. I ended up working for free for a lot of people. And then I thought, you know what? Like, we were getting so much busier, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, people are ringing us, and a lot of them are healthy food businesses. Do you know? Because they thought I was just going to revolutionise their business. And I was like, God, I'm doing all this stuff for them and I'm not getting anything back. Like, and then they're ringing us asking, what should I do here? And I'm thinking, we're going through IVF. Like, I need to come out of this. Like, it's not worth me time anymore. So as much as I'd love to say I would coach people, I get asked all the time, but I just can't do it. I'm
not talking one-to-one, I'm talking like group, like you going
Group
talking
things.
and doing events.
Don't know.
Why do you say you don't know?
I just don't know if I've got the brain space for it. It's just not a line I want to go down. It just isn't. I'm happy doing what I want to do. You know, I'm not very good anymore at speaking in groups. I used to speak in front of call centres of hundreds of people, but now
Do you not think it'll come back round that though?
maybe, but I'm just.
I'd definitely
I'm
come
happy.
to an event that you're talking at.
Would you?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Am I really that
just saying.
interesting?
Yeah, mate. it's that dynamic of that strategic and creative and getting them two together. So many small businesses need to hear that.
Yeah.
There's not enough voices like yours out there.
Yeah.
And people are always selling something off the back of it.
Yeah.
You're a successful businesswoman, both of you are, and you need to get out there and help other successful, a mum who needs to start off a business, mate, just hear your voice. I put it out there now.
You have put it out there now. Hey, the door's not closed.
Now, I'm not talking one-to-one, I'm talking about group personal training, everybody, you know what I mean? It's like, let's, do it to them, but sort of like masses. Yeah.
We'll manifest it.
New Tony Robbins.
Yes.
We'll see.
It's important, mate. It's important. Businesses are struggling.
Yeah,
they don't know where
is,
to turn to. They just need a bit of advice or just an hour of like you talking on stage. You could just click or something and go, fucking hell, I need to do that.
Yeah, maybe. I'll definitely look into it. Like, I do get loads of messages and I tell people
It's
to
just
give us a
managing
ring
it
now.
so it doesn't eat into your energy.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing one a month or something, it's now that your time.
We'll see.
Write a book.
Aye, that's next. I need to write a book.
Definitely.
Not that,
Some
eh?
tales to be
Yeah,
told.
there is some tales. Skeletons as well.
Skeletons. Fucking hellfire. Not anymore. What if somebody was starting off on business and they were, like, let's say they were starting off a hair salon, for instance, what advice would you give them? What would the sort of first things that these people should be aware of?
Right, so a lot of people set up businesses, right, or without planning and thinking about it and just do it off the cuff. Like,
Just get a logo website and then off I go.
Yeah, she's drove past a unit on our favourite main street and she's seen it's empty and, let's go for it, and scrapes together, some money, and family and friends all help and they shove it together, but then they've got zero idea of how to get people in. So they're opening these businesses and then they're dead as a doorknob. And do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to kind of... Yeah, I mean, God, you can learn it if you're clever enough to go on there and go on a couple of courses for Google Ads or Facebook marketing and all that kind of stuff. But you've just got to have a plan and a structure. And before I open anything, I do a cash flow. And I know that this isn't for everybody, but you can pull them online. You can get like a basic sort of forecast and cash flow.
But it needs to be everybody. This is what you're saying.
Yeah, like you need to understand how the thing is going to make money. Like, how am I going to make money in my first year, or am I not? Because if I'm not, then I need to make sure I've got the finances to make sure it can see us through.
Why aren't people doing that, Carley?
I think people just like see what other people are doing and then they want a piece of it, but they don't actually see what goes in behind the scenes and how hard it is, really.
I almost feel as well that me and you are very, very different. And before I met Carley, I always wanted to have a salon.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do this without her now, because I would have been one of those people, I'll get in, I have my clients, but my brain doesn't think that way. Google, marketing, advertising, like, she walks behind the scenes, I'm funny.
It's not the sexy stuff, is it? Having a salon and all look at me, I'm setting up a salon. Yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, God, I sit in my office all day, every day sometimes, and nobody sees us. And it is quite solitary. Obviously, I go in and out of the units as well now and again, but not much. But
so when you say cash flow, what should they be looking for?
You just need to make sure that you can see that business through. Like, let's say that you're going to put loads of your cash flow into marketing for 6 months, and you're not going to make a profit. So then you're not going to be able to take dividends out or pay yourself. So are you going to be able to live? Can you pay your mortgage? So people just don't factor in these things. They just open it up. Suddenly they've got nobody there, or they're not busy enough. They can't pay their rent. They can't market because they've got no cash flow. And then the whole thing crumbles and then they're out. So my advice to people is just make sure that you thoroughly plan it properly. If you're going to open it off the cuff, at least go and pay a couple of £100 to somebody to do a cash flow for you if you can't do it yourself, or Google one, pull it offline, do the figures and understand how your business is going to make money. Because that is why we're doing it. That's why we're opening businesses, is to make money, isn't it? Let's be honest. So
that's what I'm saying. Sure. I think people's self-worth is attached to that money, and they don't want to look at that thing first off.
Yeah.
Because I feel that they've got some sort of trauma attached to money. That they don't want to look at that first off, because I want to get my logo, I want to get my Instagram going, and I want to look at this hair I'm doing.
A lot of people do that, yeah. All bells, no bloody whistles, isn't it?
All cock, no balls.
Yeah, I like that one better. But yeah, and then it all looks fancy and it looks the part, and then they don't deliver anything,
Yeah. Good, that advice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Straight from the off, cash flow, first thing.
Yeah,
Stop thinking
no
about
messing
names,
about.
Stop thinking about, let's work it out. Can
another
I survive?
Another thing that drives us mad, I'm just going to say it now, is people that choose a name that already exists everywhere. Like, make sure that you check bloody the trademark government website and make sure that the trademark doesn't exist. We've even had people setting up. We had one called the Boombae, and they'd copied our logo and just changed out club and put Bay. I was literally like, I couldn't believe it. But anyway, you've just got to make sure. By the way, I went and registered the Boombae as a trademark. And then I messaged her and told her to take her company down, and she did. She changed it. But just, there is annoying when you look and it's like laser and there's just tons of the same company in different boroughs and cities. So yeah.
Need your name to stand in.
But can it work first? Can it viably work?
Yeah, that's it. Get your foundations right. Make sure it can actually work right. Get yourself an accountant behind you as well. A lot of people just open businesses and worry about the finances in a year's time when.
So would you say to get an accountant from the off? I
would, yeah. So you're not behind, or at least on month 3. Like, you need to not be stressing and panicking, and you need someone kind of guiding you a little bit finance-wise.
You see what I'm doing here, don't you? This is the event you're putting on. I'm actually asking you the questions that people want to hear for this event.
He's pushing me for this event. Are you going to put it on for us?
No, I'm not going to put it on for you. You don't fucking need me, do you? But I'll be a massive supporter, and I will share it everywhere on my social media. You need to get to that event. Because I think there's a lot of girls out there who want to set up their own businesses.
Yeah. It's just don't know where to start.
Like that amazing human being there, because if you haven't met her, can you imagine the fucking shop she would have set up?
Oh, I know. The local salon, Kia Styles.
I know, yeah. She would have just been Kia Styles. Do you know what's nice though? Like, we always say this, I can't do what I do without her, and she can't do without what she does without me. Yeah. Like, she still goes in and she walks in the salon, she's just at this bright, big personality, and everyone, like, it's like she lights a fire in there, you know what I mean? And people love that. And she still does big hair extension jobs and stuff, don't you? Because that's your passion, that's what you love doing.
So I love doing Dublin and Manchester now, so I love doing that.
Yeah, I don't think she'll ever stop that.
No.
So.
With me 80 still doing extensions.
If
But
it makes her
it's
happy.
important, isn't it? It's like when people are setting up businesses, they're more flamboyant and they want to be the front, the monkey.
Yeah.
You need that organ grinder. Like my business
Yeah.
partner, not many people know about him, but
Yeah.
he's the one that does all the figures behind the
I
scenes.
didn't know you had a business
Yeah,
partner.
so
There you go.
it's just without him
Yeah, you
and
would.
vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think you can do it all by
But
yourself.
Yeah.
But if
And
I
it's
was if I was doing it on my own, I'd get an accountant straight away because I'm shit at stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why do it myself? Why even struggle on that?
I hate that part. I do hate the finance part. You know, all
Yes,
that bookkeeping and stuff. Oh no, all the boring shit behind
Yeah.
it, all the admin. But no, you're right. Like quite often there is someone sat behind doing all the hard work that nobody sees. And sometimes it does annoy us a little bit because sometimes Kira will have a client in and they're like, so what does Carley do then?
Exactly. What does she do?
What does she really do? And it's like, oh, well, I don't know. The business must just be growing itself. You know what I mean?
To me, I was doing her hair and she was like, oh yeah, she's an our hairstylist, she has her own salon, and she said, I had someone in and they were like, oh yeah, so Kia does this, but does the other one just do nothing?
The other one.
The
And I
other
looked
one.
at her
I mean,
and said,
come on.
"What?" And she knows it, she's a friend of us, and she said, excuse me, like she's literally behind the scenes doing this, but I feel like a lot of people would. It's like Instagram. It's like, just because you don't post it every day doesn't mean you're
She's
not-
taken over this podcast now.
It's fine.
You should have given
You know
her a
what?
bloody
You know
mic.
what she's like.
You've given her freedom now. She won't shut up.
What does success look like to you? If I say what does it, I reckon it's changed since last
It
time I've
is
seen
complete.
I feel like I'm sat in front of a different person. you
Yeah,
know?
I feel like
you're
a
giving off a
different
total
person.
different spiritually. You're giving off a total different frequency.
I am.
You feel like you're at peace. You know.
I am. I'm very much at peace. I'm even totally at peace of what happened with Kettlebell. Like, I wouldn't even want to speak badly about the two guys that that was
preferring
involved.
using-
Yeah,
yeah.
like I'm over it. I'm done. Like it all took enough of me soul. A little tiny weeny bit of me soul left that day when I found out the kettlebell had gone. But now, if you had asked us 5-6 years ago, I would have said, I want to be the best, I want to be the biggest, I want money, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Now, all I care about is my family, my happiness and my health. Money is just lovely to have. God, it can make people happier, absolutely. But just love a little life, yeah, and my freedom as well. If we don't want to go into work, we don't need to go into work. And if we want to piss off on holiday tomorrow, we can do. We've got great people in the business that it can run itself if we wanted to. Could easily go away for a month and, would have to do bits. I still have to pay wages and do some bits, but no, I would not go away for a month. But yeah.
So you're still passionate and you still love what you're doing.
Oh God, yeah. Like we cannot go on a holiday and for me to switch off. And I've told Kira understands this about us now that I'd be miserable. Like I like work and I like being in the thick of it.
Yeah.
I'll be on my phone a lot. I'm doing social medias. I'm planning. I'm doing people's task lists. I'm doing the adverts. I'm always changing things up. And do you know what I mean? Or creating a leaflet or some sort of marketing campaign. And that's what I love doing.
Where's the creativity come from?
I don't know. I was always good at art when I was growing up. I did art at college. I didn't do anything though. Like I dropped out of college, but I've always loved art and design.
Have you always thought a bit differently than other people?
I've definitely think I've got a different brain. Like I'm definitely not normal. I have got a geeky brain. I don't know what you'd call it. I've never had any checks or I don't think I'm anything. But I'm wired up different, I think.
When did you first know that? When do you have first that point where you thought, oh, I'm a bit different to other people, the way they think?
Maybe it's through like kettlebell and stuff but then
Before that.
Well, now I'm mature. I can look back and think, yeah, I was definitely different in school. I was a different learner. I needed to see. I couldn't read off a document. I needed pictures. I needed slideshows in front of us. I needed videos. I'm shit at learning off a bit of paper. I'm just not that kind of person. I do think that kind of person's more designy and more graphic-y. Does that make sense? So I'm definitely different, and I'm always looking out of the box, me. I'm always thinking of the next thing. I'm always thinking ahead. So I don't know if that means I'm wired up different, but...
So can you listen to podcasts and take it in?
I normally get bored halfway through.
So do you have to watch something where it's visual for it to like register in your mind?
100%, yeah.
Right,
I download podcasts in the view of listening to them when I'm having a walk or whatever.
Such a weird dynamic, mate, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, literally, I need visual, but when
I
it comes
need
to
to
the
see it.
strategical side, you've just got this other side to it, which is really weird, because people who think like that are usually, they'll read stuff on paper for it to go in.
Yeah.
So yours is, your
Mine's all
brain is
visual.
definitely wired up different.
Like, I'll be sat and she'll be watching Housewives on a night, and I'm sat watching YouTubes on videos about history and bloody all sorts of random crap, and I love seeing how things are made and built, and I'm obsessed with the Egyptians in a minute.
She literally...
Yeah.
How far are you going down on that? As in towards that sort of alien, sort of
Yeah.
ancient apocalypse?
I think there was something. Do you?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
those pyramids,
Yeah,
they were definitely built with some magnetic force or something.
I love the thought of it.
Yeah, I love the thought of that. I do think that I think there's tons we don't know about the planet that's all going to come out though.
Well, she's
in the
watching
future.
Housewives.
Yeah, well.
She's like my human Google. Like, anything.
That's a really
I'm not joking.
Man.
She asks me about 50 questions a day, and I'm like, how am I supposed to know that? But it's the most random stuff. I'm like, oh, Kira, man. Just go and Google
Is
it.
the world really round? She's like, oh, man, here we
Don't
go.
start.
How have you both lasted so long together, do you think? What's like been your biggest secret?
Do you know what it is? Our morals are on the right page. We're really on the same level moralistically, aren't we? And obviously we're...
At your core, like?
Yeah, our core values are in the right place. We're trust. I've never been with somebody that I've trusted.
Yeah.
Because they've given us reasons not to trust them. And I trust that 100%. Like, you know, we've never, ever had a distrust moment between us. Like, never. And
Lots to be said about that, isn't there?
yeah, God, yeah. Your foundations have got to be right.
Out there a bit more, and you're very calm, and I feel like we've balanced that out of, like, before I moved here, I'd be with all my family all the time, and now I go home, I'm like, get me back to Manchester, I can't wait to just chill
And zone out.
rest my brain, like, just have time to myself. I love spending time by myself now.
It's a nice point, that, because
That's a really nice point to be at, isn't it? And being at peace with your own thoughts and your own company.
Yeah, like, she's learned to be comfortable in her own company and head, you know, but before that she was constantly like around people and family and stuff.
Where did you both meet?
Gran Canaria Gay Pride.
Right.
So it was both a holiday. This is an interesting one that we both weren't meant to go on. Like, there was reasons why we were both nearly cancelling the holiday. And we ended up meeting on the first night, and we were literally inseparable ever since. And I couldn't understand how she fancied me, because I was just a drunken mess, like a drunken dickhead. And
I just
she
couldn't
came.
understand that there was beautiful lesbians that existed. But
She
long
came
hair.
toddling back again.
Yeah, I was like, this one's a beaut. I'm gonna keep her.
And you've been inseparable ever since the first time you met?
Literally, yeah.
Just like soulmates? Like,
Yeah, totally.
Like proper?
It was like, if we hadn't met on that holiday, I feel like we would have met at something else.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, we were just meant to be together.
It's mint that, innit?
Yeah.
Cute.
It's mad because I feel like I can just be myself with Carly, like the stuff she's probably heard me come out with, and I'm like, my brain just talks. Like, I don't have to hold anything in. I'd be like,
A class, that, innit?
it's like, we're just so open.
Before that, was your heart closed off a little bit? Did you have trust issues before that? I was
absolutely.
Like, helped you open up your heart to tap into the...
Do you know what? She gave us safety and warmth, like, straight away. And she's just, like I said, like, almost every relationship I've had in the past is there's been distrust. Like, there's been... They'd go out, say, on a night out and go back to house parties, and I wouldn't trust what they were getting up to, because they'd give us reasons not to, you know, and then it would be downhill from there. But it's just very different with Kira. Like, just give us that safety straight away. Like, I've never had that, and yeah, I just knew. Do you know, on the first night that we met, we were speaking about like how we wanted our lives to be in the future, and we spoke about kids.
On the first night?
Yeah, well, literally sat on like a curb. Or maybe it's a bench at one point as well, and we're literally just sat chatting shit, and we're just like, do you want kids? Yes, I do. Like, oh my god,
On the
so do
first time
I.
you met?
Salon before tonight, I was like, I'm a hairdresser. She was like, oh my god, I'd love to own my salons and get into this.
Mad.
And then
It's beautiful when you think that, when you talk that.
It
You
is, yeah.
think of that.
It's a lovely little love story, isn't it? And now we've got Tiger, and then Kira's about to start the journey for baby number 2.
Yeah, so next year, please God.
What's happening?
So IVF again, but Kira having the baby.
Holy shit. Does people know that?
No, so that's hot news.
Fucking hell.
I know.
That's amazing.
I feel like since having Tiger, like before this, we were like 1 or 2, and now I'm like, I want 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like kids are just amazing. I'm like, we want at least 3 kids, at least.
Changes your life,
It
man.
does.
What's how has it changed you then as a person? Having Tiger, how has it changed you becoming a mum?
He's made us just realise like what's important in life and
Love.
Loads of love. Like I didn't realise I could love something else like as much as what I do. Like he's the most amazing little boy ever, and I mean you've got to have some serious patience, like because he's in the toddler stage now, and we have got terrible twos, haven't we?
Yeah.
Everything's no, I don't like this. But I love him to bits, love him to death.
It's like anything that used to bother you day to day, you're like, oh come on, it's something so minor. Chill out. Like
It's like all the little things that would have really affected us 5-6 years ago. I couldn't give a shit about them now. Like nothing bothers me. I'm really settled, calm and collected. So like if say we've got like say a machine breaks at work, it happens. Like we've got 8 laser hair removal machines and 4 tattoo removal machines. It would have normally have bothered us, and now I'm just like, right, plan in place, let's get it sorted. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not the end of the world. Like there's bigger things to worry about.
Good that, isn't it? Putting that in perspective like that for you.
Of course. Even with like personal relationships as well. In the past, the littlest thing would have just done me head in, and I probably would have fallen out with somebody over.
Yeah.
You know, and now
So
you're just
even
like, let it
Tiger's
go.
helped you open your heart up even more.
Yeah. Definitely. I am a totally different person now in every little aspect. It's mad. Even the way I manage the business, like very laid back and relaxed. But when I was at Kettlebell, I was so just over the top, like emailing at 1 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I mean? It was just ridiculous.
Brutal people that do you wrong, just cutting them off.
Yeah, big cutthroat.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best manager when I look back. And I can hold my hands up and admit that. But yeah, I think we're lovely managers now, aren't we? Just dead laid back.
Talk to me about that manager's role then. And what does that look like for you, managing people? How do you manage people?
With freedom. So like, I think it's so important not to micromanage, but all my life in business, I was brought up to micromanage people. That's how I was trained. So I always thought that, especially when you open a business, that you have to micromanage. No, you don't. Like, micromanage is the best way to worm people out of your business and piss them off. So I just think that you've got to let them have freedom. The way that you deal and speak to people is so important. And just like paying them right. Like we've always paid way over minimum wage, like the living wage we pay or try to pay where we can. You know, and people are looked after, like, and everyone's happy, and that's what we want.
And people can come to us without feeling like, you know, sometimes when you go to a boss, there's almost like that kind of authority.
Yeah.
You don't feel like that. Like all the staff is so open with us.
Yeah, like
communication is key. Like
we don't directly manage though. Like we do have a business manager now, so she does all of the ground management for us. So we've got even more freedom now, and we manage her, if that makes sense. And she's a joy to manage. Like she hardly needs managing. Yeah. So she manages everything else under us. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's me, Kira, and then Georgie.
You put all your chess pieces together, aren't you?
Yeah, like we've just it's a really well-oiled machine, and Kettlebell Kitchen back in the day wasn't. It was all over the bloody place. Yeah. But that's what we've created now.
Did you know you were going to do that when you set up Dublin, that you were going to put all these pieces in place and getting a manager in each one that, you know, other people will manage it and you two are just looking at it like that?
Yeah, like I knew that, because I don't want too many moving parts when I have a business now, because I've been there, done that, and it's bloody awful. Too many things that can go wrong. Yeah. So I just need to make things as easy as possible for us, for me and Kira, and that's what we've done. Like, you know, now we wouldn't have been able to done Dublin if we didn't have a good management structure in the UK, because we wouldn't have had the brain space or the capacity to do it all the time. You know, so for us to be able to come away from the day-to-day management and all the shit that goes on every day, and we can focus now on growing the cool stuff, the creative stuff, and that's what we're doing well at, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does it look like, the Dublin one, compared to the Manchester one?
Totally different. Like, this has been
total different aesthetic.
Totally.
What have you gone for? I think I've seen a picture of it. I'm sure
you must have seen it. Yeah. It's just like
more
pink.
minimal.
More minimal, stylish. It's like, it hasn't really got like graffiti on the walls and stuff, but it's like, it's cool, it's quirky, and it's massive, and it's very pink. Pink, black, and grey.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. So when did you move into
So
this?
this was the unit before and like an after
we opened in
February. But this has been a dream. We've been saving all of our kind of like money from
Okay,
business
now
the
fire.
last 5 years for this.
Yeah.
That is
We've not
legit,
got any
that, isn't it?
investment. It's all our own hard-earned money.
You can still feel Boombae in it, can't you? Without the
Yeah.
graffiti in, but it's just a more minimal,
It's like a next level.
really
Boombae.
nice. It's a really nice aesthetic.
But it's now making with look at the Manchester one, and we're like, right, we need to rip
I
this
mean,
up
that's
now.
the way you do it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be next on the list.
Yeah.
I love Kia. She's just like, this is
Look
where
at me,
this-
look at me.
Listen,
Back in my hometown. But yeah,
Wow.
no, we do. That was a big achievement for me, I'd say, opening the Dublin salon.
Yeah, of course it was. No investors, no loans. Just done it ourselves.
what to be said about that, innit?
Yeah.
Done it on your own.
Learned some big lessons from Kettlebell. Because we financed so much stuff, like, back then. And that's what ultimately caused some of the downfall. We financed up to our eyeballs. So now we don't do any of that. I think we've got two machines out of 12 machines that are on finance, and that's it. There's no other loans, no credit cards, nothing.
So this is another piece of advice that you give to someone.
Some would say different. You know, a lot of people say, no, you know, keep your...
But what would Carley Jones say?
Carley Jones would say, you know, be a bit more careful, and you don't want to open on day one of your business and you've got bloody 10 finance payments coming out and you're stressed from day dot of the month. Obviously you've got to start somewhere, but try and do it with cash if you can, money. Like, try not to lend. And I would be so against investors unless you are watertight with them and all the contracts are totally in place as well. That is very important.
How do you do that? Getting watertight, you started off a business, it's like, it's never going to be watertight, is it?
When somebody just starts like a business off the cuff, it's very rare, isn't it, that it's legit watertight contracts from day one. But you just, like, I've had so many people reach out to me since the whole thing happened. And I mean, we're talking hundreds of people, and the same thing has happened to them, where I've had, you know, brothers and sisters that will never speak again over it all because they've done each other over of the businesses. Do you know what I mean? It happens.
Oh, yeah, because they've seen her, and I'm like, I've got a wedge of money, I'm like, look at, right, okay, there's my monkey. I'll be the order grinder for her. I put money and then just like sieving it out. I'm like,
There's a lot of businessmen, unfortunately, you know, 99% of the time it is men, and there'll be the odd woman, but, you know, they're sat there looking at somebody that's grafted, founded their business from scratch, like done this for years, like they've got a really good niche thing and they're hungry for it, but they don't want to put in the graft. So what I'll do is I'll worm in and, you know, worm me way in.
Worming's a
And
good
then,
word, isn't it?
yeah, and then worm them out, and it's just happened loads and loads. It's even like it's going on with that Mallet guy, isn't it? The trainer guy in Essex, Tommy Mallet. It's happening with him at the minute. He's just been ousted out of his business.
It happens so frequently, like the amount of people.
It's worrying, yeah.
Being like, this has happened.
There's got to be somebody out there that can give these people advice in an event or something, isn't there?
The thing is,
I'm talking about your event.
yeah.
But you've got to be the voice.
Yeah.
You know, I'm putting this podcast out.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons I want you have it on it so people can hear that.
Yeah.
Because I've got little small businesses and just listening to you, mate, they might just go, just that one piece of advice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you have got a business now and you've been in it for a few years and you're a little bit touchy with your business partner, get contracts done ASAP. Do you know, get some security in there, because somebody could, especially if like a lease is in their name, they could just kick you out and lock the doors tomorrow.
As friends, don't they? They all start off as friends.
Always friends.
Got these great ideas.
I trusted them loads, you know.
Yeah.
They were me bridesmaid at me wedding or best man. Like, it's
How many
like,
times do you hear that? How many
Loads.
times do you hear it?
Loads. Because people have seen me video, like the Google stuff, if it's happening to them, and they ring it, like they ask for a call, and I end up speaking to, I am like a blooming shoulder to cry on for some of these people in crisis, and I end up speaking to a lot of people. I would probably say a couple of months.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm like, right, this is what you need to go and do. And sometimes we're spotted early and we can see what's happening. Sometimes it's too late. They're already ousted. And then you've got to then have about 50 odd grand to get them stood in a courtroom. And you have to weigh it up. Am I going to win or am I going to lose? Is the judge going to look at us and go, you should have had your contract. It's your own fault. That's the be all and end all.
Heartbreaking, isn't it? Heartbreaking.
Yeah. It is. But just
People
protect
aren't,
yourself.
Tell me your good news.
Oh, my good news.
You've got more good news.
I have like so much good news. Right, so Kettlebell Kitchen. Obviously, I lost that 5 years ago and was ousted out of my own business. And Kettlebell Kitchen, then they tried to continue it without me.
What was he called? What did he convert it to?
They went to KBK.
Okay, that's right, yeah.
And then they changed all the brand, and
Yeah,
it looked like
shite.
it was bloody Bernardo's
Yes,
green.
I've seen it. Crap.
Military shit green.
Yeah, yeah.
They changed the concept. People hated it. The gym concept was all gone. Didn't work. No surprise. Fell on its arse. And company went into liquidation. And anyway, guess who owns Kettlebell Kitchen now?
Are you kidding me?
No.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you taking the piss?
And I have the trademark and I own the IP now, yeah. So here I am. It's the biggest, maddest 360 ever, but I now own Kettlebell Kitchen. I've got no assets, but I've got the logo and the IP. It's mine. So yeah.
What are you going to do?
Boom. Nothing with it at the minute.
No. I can see it in her eyes.
No, I have got. Let me be honest, like
Whatever,
in
Carley,
dead straight.
Whatever.
I've got no interest. I've sat on it. I've had it for what, a year and a half.
Yeah.
I just haven't announced it or told anyone. But
Yeah, but that's the problem. Have you announced it? You've manifested it out and you've got that glint in your eye that will prove you motherfuckers wrong.
no,
Be nice that though, wouldn't it? Just like,
it's the biggest fuck you ever. I've got Kettlebell Kitchen back. Do you know what? I just, there's no money in food, and it's the most stressful business ever,
agreed.
and it has tons of moving parts, and I would never want to do it again unless somebody came to us and said, Carley, I want to do this as a lifestyle business.
are we manifesting this now?
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
let's
I'm
manifest
because
it.
we actually miss the food. Like me and Kira, we loved the food, and we loved going in and actually eating the food.
Yeah.
So I
So
mean,
this person listening, if you're listening,
yeah. So if
this is
this
what we
person's
want.
listening,
yeah.
the brand is.
Carley, I really want to get back into that.
I might license it out
Yeah.
if somebody was interested. But if there is like, you know, a person out there with very deep pockets and they want a healthy food business that they can call their own, but they're not interested in making any money out of it, and there'll be no pressure, I'd be interested in getting involved, but not in the day-to-day. So I'd be sat on the board away from it.
Or just sitting there eating the food.
Just eating all the food, basically, yeah. But there you go, yeah. So
That's nuts.
I've put it out there.
Ain't
It is mad,
that?
isn't it? It's a great 360 story.
We might do something one day, never say never.
Look, do you know what? If you think about it, that brand was took off me, and I sat and I sketched that logo on a bit of paper on my kitchen table, and that grew to this big monster that was worth 20 million quid, and then it was took from under my feet, and now I'm sat here today 5 years later. I'm married with a baby, happy as anything, very successful business, and then I've just got my brand back. So if you're watching, the people that did this to us,
Yeah. Good, that, innit?
Fuck you again.
Fuck you guys.
oh yeah,
That's insane, that, mate.
yeah.
Innit?
Yeah.
4 years ago in that conversation, and now, fucking, innit, mad life. Lads,
It is mad, and I thought I'd never get back that brand ever, because one of the guys involved made sure that he ring fenced the trademarks in a different company. But then I realised that company that he ring fenced the trademarks in had also gone. So that had gone into liquidation. So thank you very much. I'll have that.
Not so smart now, are they?
Yeah.
Mad, that, innit?
Yeah, I'm surprised he put it out there so I could get it back. What an idiot.
I can't believe that. It's like really fucking, it's like, stop me for gobsmacked me. I can't believe that.
It's great. No, it's great. I just need to, I don't know, if the right thing comes along, we'll go for it, you know, but it needs to like not drain any time.
It's
or
just
energy.
all that energy, money, heartache, trauma, for what? For what?
I know. Do you know, I was more pissed off at losing the logo. I loved that logo and the brand. I loved it. I remember a day that I got rid of my suitcase. I had so much branded stuff. I binned all my hoodies. I should have kept them because now it's mine. Oh, never mind.
There were nothing like it, were there, at the time?
No.
There were now.
No.
I'm like...
And nobody's done it
Because
as
at the
good
time
since.
I was just like, what the fuck's this?
Yeah.
Like, this ain't going to do it.
That we're waiting for somebody else to come along and do the same concept again, but like good. There's a few little tiddlers around and they're just not nice. Like,
Yeah, look, I went to the one in the Ancoats Ankles, weren't it, on the front, yeah. The interior, I was just like, what the fuck is this person doing? This is nuts, this is madness.
Gym
You don't
theme.
do this.
Yeah. It was wild, but it just worked. Like,
Yeah.
everyone loved it. And I think a lot of the CrossFit crew, they loved it because you could just come along and, like, you're just in your gym after a sweat on it CrossFit, you look like shit, your hair's all over the place, you're covered in chalk, and you could just walk in and it was dead cash, wasn't it? You sat there with 20 other CrossFit and gym goers, so it was cool. But then you'd get loads of the business people coming in as well.
Yeah.
You were rammers, weren't it?
Yeah, there was some
Rammed.
days where it was absolutely backed out the doors. Crazy. I've never seen a place like that again.
Did you like yourself back then? Carley Jones. Obviously, you've had to do it to go through the process, but did you like who you were back then?
It's a really interesting question. I liked myself in some ways and not in others. I was in it. I was probably at me like kind of peak. What I thought I was at my peak. So I would have been about 33, 34. But no, do you know what? I wasn't a great manager. Like, I could have been a lot better. And I liked myself, but didn't like myself that much. Now I really like who I am, and I can confidently say that I'm really comfortable with who I am. But did I treat people the best at Kettlebell? No, I didn't.
I think you did. You've always been a really soft manager. Like, she's really soft at times. And even some of the staff say to me, it's not Carley who's the hard one, it's you. Like, she does put herself down, she's so soft. Like, you are.
I am very much a softie now, but before I was a bit hardcore.
I think it's just stress and everything else.
What a stress, weren't there?
I was under a lot of stress and pressure, and that did get worse, yeah. It really affects you, doesn't it? And how you deal with people on a day-to-day basis. You're trying to have a healthy conversation with somebody, but you're thinking about, oh my God, the bank's minus 20 grand, like, how am I going to pay wages next week? Like, you know what I mean? It affects you and how you deal with people.
Yeah, on everything that you do, every interaction that you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to me about the health side of it now, like, because you two, like, you've always been into CrossFit and stuff, haven't you, from your gardens and shit. Like, remember them days?
In lockdown.
Yeah.
So because we're mums and we're busy, we'll probably only get to CrossFit about 3 times a week if we're lucky. So we're just
You were killing it though, weren't you? Every single day you were doing it, you two.
Oh, we're obsessed, but like...
Running vests,
Yeah.
the packs on, like, yeah, man. I was just like, yeah, these two are legit.
Oh yeah, but then that was at the start of when me and Kira like met, and then obviously you get settled in a relationship and then you go less. I was going like 7 days a week to the gym and CrossFit sometimes, and then we've just like edged off. But look, we're in quite a nice shape now. But you know, we're not where we want to be, but we cook fresh meals nearly every night. We are healthy and we're very chemical free. We hate chemicals, so we're trying to avoid chemicals at all costs. Like Tiger never has a chemical that we're aware of that touches his skin.
No.
Like, he's got natural toothpaste, natural moisturisers. Do you know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
really strict about stuff like that, especially all this stuff coming out now about
Yeah,
what's
getting the
in
right
stuff.
water and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're just all these lotions and potions that are causing you bloody all these health issues, you know, and problems. It's all going to come out, isn't it? That there's more things.
What's going to be your next business that you set up?
We're going to move into product soon. That's our next thing that we're going to invest in.
Like,
So-
what kind of products?
I can't give too much away. It's been on the cards for a couple of years, but we want to do a hair kit of some description that will do something.
You fucking already know, don't you?
Oh yeah, we're already like ready for it. But we've done loads of R&D on it. We're quite far on this project now. So hopefully, I would say I would say we're about a year away from. No, maybe it's even sooner from getting it launched.
That's exciting.
Yeah, because we want to be earning money when we're asleep.
Passive.
Yeah.
That's passive income.
Passive. That's a sexy word, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I want to wake up and look and we've just made X amount of money on Amazon or whatever,
Yeah. I think it's the, there's a lot of grafters out there, and I love the grafters, but if the grafters can just think a little bit smarter and look at it like that instead of just get down and just doing and just looking at it like that, I think things can really change up for a business.
Yeah, some people just get wrapped up in their day-to-day, don't they? And they don't step outside and go, right, bigger picture, what can I do next?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or look outside of the box and think quirky and different. Got to be different these days. Too many same businesses and they fall on their arse.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I wonder what you're going to do with Kettlebell Kitchen. I wonder what's going to happen with it.
I know.
I feel like there's going to be a third podcast, isn't there?
Oh,
There's definitely
absolutely.
going to be a third podcast coming.
It'll be when I've done something with kettlebell, won't it?
Yeah.
Right, Carley, the last time we spoke,
This is
we were
what
manifesting. Now tell us about it.
Now I'm going round the world talking, doing events, inspiring young women to get into business.
Yeah, you never know where. But yeah, do you know what? We're comfortable doing what we're doing at the minute. Like I said before, I don't want this to be a huge, massive business that takes, I haven't got.
Much time.
Yeah, we don't want it to be 60,
Time's
60
everything.
clinics
innit?
in the UK.
Time's everything, man.
Yeah.
Everything.
But being comfortable is as well. Like, I don't want this to be a monster. I need things to. We won't keep growing and growing and growing. The laser club, for instance, we just won't do that.
No.
But how do you stop yourself from not becoming a monster? Because you've got that. That's always in the back. You're going.
It's chipping away, but I will only do something if our peace and health is protected.
Yeah.
And I know that we can safely do something without it like eating and chipping away at us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like peace of mind and safety. And we'd only do something if we can afford it to buy it outright. So all our fit outs, everything's done outright. We don't owe any money on anything. So unless we're very secure, we won't grow. We won't do another one.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look in 5 years. We've like 2 salons and 5 clinics.
Yeah, 4 clinics.
4 in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice controlled growth. It's not crazy. We've been open 5 years now.
Yeah.
The next jump's products. That's where the big money is, I think.
Yeah.
Big money.
Passive income.
Passive income.
That's a sexy one.
Is there anything you want to leave the podcast with? Do you want to tell people how they can get in touch with you?
If people want to get in touch with us, my name on Instagram is Carley Jones 100. Unfortunately, I can't get Carley Jones number 1.
Or you could put the Carley Jones.
Yeah, maybe, but that's a bit cringe, isn't it?
I don't know.
Imagine the official Carley Jones. Or you can email us at me@carleyjones.co.uk or reach out anyway. I'm a free bird. Just don't expect us to reply.
I know the problem with that is like you get so many messages. How do you deal with these people?
I do get a lot, mind. I really do.
I think it's just because I'm in the heart of it, and like I do a lot of like consultations and stuff. I can see these young women who need this help from you, this advice.
Do you know what? I can't
And
stand
it's not. It don't deliver.
Yeah.
From me.
Yeah.
Like it delivers from you. You know, it's like your mum and dad tell you different things. It's like you get it one way, don't you? It needs to be from that person.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of messages and they're like, Carley, I'm thinking of setting this up and I, might do this. And it's like,
tough because that could lead 3 hours of your time.
That's it. Like, I could spend ages trying to talk to this person. So unfortunately, I'm like, look, I can speak to you, but when you're further down the line with it, like, I can give you a tiny bit of advice now. And I try and give people what I can, what my time allows, but I kind of feel like people just approach us with a random little idea. And the ideas are already out there 100 times. Do you know what I mean? I feel bad, but it's like,
Yeah, very honest, I find.
Yeah, I'm straightforward. I'll tell someone the truth. Like, if I feel like it's shit, I'll tell them, no, you need to reinvent that. Like, that's never going to work. You've got to be honest these days, haven't you, Tim?
You've got to be.
Yeah. Straight down the line, no messing. Like.
Yeah, that's what I love about my business partner. He comes across a bit brutal at times, but it's not that. It's just because he's so honest.
Yeah.
He will just say it because he's like, I won't get into it, but his dad passed a long time ago, and he got anxiety through it, and because he was bottling up all inside, he says, look, I don't ever want to feel like that again, so I'll just be honest with every single person, not holding anything back, so I don't ever feel like that again. And like some of the things he says, I'm like, but it is who he is, and people respect him from it.
Yeah, that's it, man. And I feel like it's so important these days, just even in like day-to-day friendships and family, isn't it? Just talk to people, tell the truth, like tell them how it is. Yeah. Don't shy away and don't go around the houses. Like, don't need to mess about. This is the situation. How do we work around it?
Thank you.
No bother, mate. I think that's it. Have I missed anything?
No, I think you're
We'll be putting it on when Carley does her events. I'll be telling you where she's going to be events on. I think if you go to carleyjones.co.uk, she'll probably be putting an academy on. If you are thinking of setting up a hair and beauty salon, there'll be videos on there. It's just a very simple subscription. We've not worked out the price yet, but if you are, please, before you consider setting up a business, watch these videos.
That's a good idea. That could be, yeah.
Because it's passive income.
Passive income, yes.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.